feeling in your mind, right?
Yeah.
So they work hand in hand, and in fact, in Chinese medicine, they've called for decades. They've called the gut your second brain, and I mean, you secrete over 200 neurotransmitters from the gut. And when people say, "Hey, I have that gut instinct," to be honest, you may be literally secreting neurotransmitters that are firing, and then your brain through the vagus nerve says, "Hey, wait, what is this?" And then you have to translate that through the brain. So the brain doesn't decide until after you feel it. It's really it's very interesting. So,
I tried acupuncture, and that was one of the areas we focused on.
Sure.
You know, it was because, like she just said, you know, like you said, it's just this buildup of so much nastiness, you know, and that if you relieve that, it's gonna work for your whole body, not just your brain.
Yeah. It's interesting how everything works together, you know?
For sure. Yeah, I didn't want to turn this into a supplement nutrition podcast, but if you get me going, I'll literally go.
You could go all day.
Go all day, man. This is what I do.
But if it helps, you know, because it in my life, my former sister-in-law, she also has fibromyalgia, and she has it way worse than me. I have another girlfriend who has it. Sure. And if I can learn a little something, maybe
and pass it on to them. Yeah,
exactly.
See? And that's what I love about you. Like, you're always, your focus is always to help other people out in any way you can.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
That's a
where
great
I get my
quality.
joy.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's where I get my joy. It's so cheesy, but I love the movie Elf, and I'm Smiling is my favorite. It's like my favorite thing. I hate having to wear masks.
Yeah,
it's so hard. Like smiling's my favorite.
Yeah, we're against masks here.
Yeah, as much as you can, like we just
go outside and
breathe the fresh air.
Yeah. Go get some vitamin D.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, my biggest thing is I always have windows cracked in my house, even when it's wintertime. You got to move that stagnant air.
Yeah.
You just have to,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, it's just crazy that their solution is to lock out everyone up in their homes and make them wear masks, and I don't know. It's just
Amazon makes like tons of money because everybody orders everything. It's like, whoa.
Well,
dude.
Right before this happened, Amazon moved out here to Maryland. We have quite a few, you know, distribution centers, so you're constantly seeing the trucks, drive
running
by, and it's like, okay.
7 days a week, and all hours of the night.
And this COVID's been, you know, this is rough on a lot of people. You know,
it really is.
You know, someone said something like, you know, people like me who we already have kind of like that OCD, we already have that anxiety, like we're prepared for it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, no, actually we're not, because all it's done is ramp it up.
Yep.
Sure.
And you're watching people who don't know it suffer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't know how to deal with it.
Don't know how to deal with anxiety. And I imagine the kids,
it's hard.
Yeah, the kids at school and stuff like that. It's just bullshit that they have to deal with all of this stuff.
I know.
I don't know. It's
but it's okay, guys, because COVID doesn't get anybody sick when you're out on recess. Only when you're indoors.
I don't know.
So you don't have to wear your mask outside. You can play, you can spit on each other. But then once you go back into class, you have to wear it.
Stupid.
Caitlin and I actually went and got blood work this morning, and on our way home, there was like groups and groups of masses of kids, you know, doing soccer, and you know, they're like these little like 5 and 6 years old, and it's like, okay, so they can kick a ball around, and they're okay. What about me?
This doesn't make any sense.
But when you're talking about mental health and all that kind of stuff, all of those things have risen.
Yeah.
And the statistics of even suicide, domestic violence, all that kind of stuff has gone up.
I can't imagine the amount of people that have anxiety right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's just, you know, like the waiting list to get help to seeing therapists. I have a friend who I think it's a 2-month waiting list for her to get help.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
it's insane.
I really feel like, I've kind of ramped up more sharing. And I'm not going to lie, there are times I am very, nervous about sharing because, I have a job and,
sure. Yeah.
Some of them follow me on Facebook and it's like, well, I don't want them to think, I'm not going to be able to handle this, But I'm very blessed because I have a lot of support at work. They're very understanding of
That's great.
me having to miss work for.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Can you explain your parents a little bit, like the help you get from them?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'd love to. So, my mom and dad have been married for 35 years. My dad was.
Wow, that's incredible these days.
Yeah.
I think it's 35. I might be wrong.
That's
it might
awesome.
be 36. My dad's a Marine. He was in Vietnam. They actually met through a veterans organization called AMVET. My mom, I think at the time, was a receptionist there. And the military's just kind of, Veterans Affairs have just been a part of my life since they got married. I think I was
sure.
I was 7, maybe they've been married.
Always having that in your mind. And so did you want to serve, or did that not?
Actually, I did. I really did. But like sadly, the drugs took over my life.
It gets in the way of everything, not just the military or whatever. It's just, it gets in the way of anything you want to do.
Yep. Oh yeah, love, family, job, kids. It's just an awful thing. But my parents are huge supporters. I actually am currently living with them.
Okay.
It's kind of like a double bonus. I get to help them out with things, and they help me out with Caitlin. So like right now with her being learning from home, I'm telework, but I still have to physically go into my office at least once a week. Okay. So I have them here when schools closed prior to COVID, and I was working full time, at the office full time. It's beneficial for all of us. They are very accepting of me and my aggressive moments. I think that's the worst for me, honestly, with bipolars. I'm very aggressive. I have a very short temper. Yeah. The one thing I've always been happy of is my kids. It very rarely has ever been focused at them.
Yeah,
that's good.
So yeah, some days, like I said, I just wonder how I've done it because for so many years, I was 40 before I got diagnosed with bipolar.
Wow.
And you think for so long, my biggest thing is I thought I could control it.
Yeah.
I've got this. I'm going to be okay.
So you probably had a feeling
like something
until 40 years old that something was up. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just kind of like I was done. I knew I could my body just couldn't take it anymore. I was just, like I said, my ex-husband did attempt to get me to get help. And I just was just like, oh no, I'm not going to take this medicine. That's going to control the way I am. I don't have time for the therapy sessions. And you make the excuses. Do you know what I mean? Because back then, in 20 years ago, there really was a stigma against, bipolar disorders and depression. It was really different back then.
If you had one of those two things, like something was seriously wrong with you, is what it makes you feel like, I imagine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you feel crazy. You feel like, you can't control yourself. It's just, you feel like people are going to start judging you. Yeah. People are going to think you can't be a good mom. And it feeds off of what you already feel. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, so it took me many years. It actually took me until me and my ex-husband separated before I went and got the help.
Sure.
If I can be there for one person, I always tell people my inbox is just always open.
Yeah.
I will I'll listen to you all day long.
Like I said, that's one of the things I really appreciate about you is just your willingness to help out and your willingness to step in.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yeah, I just, you know what it's, I guess it's kind of like you with your TBI. You know what it's like, and you want people to hear it and see it. And if you can help someone, that's all the better.
Yep.
And so if I can help someone, I'm going to be happy, because I know maybe I've saved a life.
Yeah. Yeah. You never know.
Yeah.
How far your reach goes.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Yeah. And especially with social media now, it really makes a huge difference.
Expanded it by tenfold.
Yeah. I'm a firm believer that, the saying, you don't know what the person beside you is going through.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm a firm believer of if I see someone, I'm like, oh, I love your hair or your shoes or,
just try and brighten someone's day. Yep.
See, that's what's so hard about giving the smiles these days, because that was one way that I would do that. I would smile at the cash register or smile at, you know what I mean? And it's just, it's hard when you don't get to see people's faces as much.
Yeah.
And that can make someone's day,
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And for my daughter being, deaf, a lot of their sign language is facial.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And so that makes it difficult. You're already struggling, being able to function here in society. And now here you go, you can't show those expressions.
Yeah. Speaking of hearing impaired, language, I would love to learn how to sign with
American Sign Language.
Yeah. It's I'm going to be very honest. I actually don't know it.
Oh.
I'm actually taking courses right now. There's about a quarter of parents with hearing impaired children are the only ones that know sign language. About 75% of us don't know sign language.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, you grew up. I mean, you raised her.
Yeah.
So there's different communication,
visual cues and stuff.
Yeah. There's even that spiritual communication. You guys, know each other on that level. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But as she's gotten older, do you know what I mean? Now she's really wanting to communicate.
Sure.
And with the brain damage, the way it works for her is, we all have the gray matter in our brain.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Underneath the gray matter is white matter.
Mm.
And that's what kind of connects everything from the right and left side of the brain. And she's missing that in the front, back, and middle. So her learning, she's 17, and in math, she's roughly at a 5th grade level.
Yeah.
Reading, she's only still at a kindergarten level. So for us, learning sign language, she wasn't really learning it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't always connecting.
Oh, gotcha.
And like I said, so being immersed in Maryland School for the Deaf, that's all she lives with, so it helped her. So now it's it's time for mommy to learn it. And her school offers free classes for parents.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That is great.
Yeah.
I want to finish off this podcast by asking you some questions. And
rapid fire, here it goes.
So if you had the chance to travel anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
Machu Picchu. And the reason why is
love it.
I love I'm kind of not conspiracy theory, but ancient aliens. I watched that show, and it's just I would love to go and
be in that
see
spot.
it, and so
that is a really interesting place. Yeah,
I'm supposed to bring.
That's definitely.
I'm supposed to bring some ashes of my father there. That was in his will.
Oh man!
And I'm like, Dad.
That is awesome.
Well, I couldn't even say this to him, but I'm like, he did know that that's illegal. You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But literally, it said he wants it on the top of Machu Picchu, and he's like, you'll know the place.
My mom.
We're like, what?
My mom wants hers in Disneyland.
Really? I have a little vial, a little tiny vial that I'm gonna take with me. Anyways, we're gonna do that. So, Machu Picchu. That's
It's
great.
funny you guys say that.